Welcome back, everyone. So after a significant period of time of fear and torture, we finally have some promising good news from the GOP in regards to Social Security and Medicare, and I think you're going to be pleased to hear this news. So let's get started and dive right in. How are you doing? But before we do, as always, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. And if this video gets to 500 likes, we'll actually do a cash giveaway. We will give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on. That will notify you every time we do post a brand new video on this channel. And the next cash giveaway will also be at 30,000 subscribers. With that being said, let's get started and get right down to it. So this particular Republican is now backtracking after brutal criticism from both sides of the aisle, his own party even distancing themselves from his calls. Yes, Senator Rick Scott of Florida has finally recognized what his fellow GOP counterparts have been telling him for over a year now. And that is the simple truth that most Republicans do not want to discuss cutting Social Security and Medicare as a means to balance the federal budget and bring down the soaring debt. Finally, after decades of talk of scaling back the very popular and increasingly expensive federal entitlement programs for older Americans, Republicans have now abandoned that approach. It is an acknowledgement of the political risks of shrinking benefits relied on by millions of voters. The president himself, Joe Biden, has singled out this GOP senator repeatedly for wanting to sunset Medicare and Social Security programs. He has now changed his tune to stipulate that these two programs should not be affected. The senator from Florida, who is running for re-election in 2024, has now updated his website of his 12-point plan to, quote, rescue America, and previously his website had said, quote, all federal legislation sunsets in 5 years, adding that if a law is worth keeping, Congress can pass it again. But a new clause specifically stipulates, quote, exceptions of Social Security, Medicare, national security, veterans benefits, and other essential services. That is quite a flip-flop on his side. The new version on his website also continues to say, quote, note to President Biden, Senator Schumer, and Senator McConnell, as you know, this was never intended to apply to Social Security, Medicare, or the U.S. Navy. And during the State of the Union address, President Joe Biden also criticized Mr. Scott's plan. What he said led to boos and jeers, including Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia. He had said, quote, instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. And he went on to say, I'm not saying it's a majority. And he said, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy of the proposal. Joe Biden even went to Senator Scott's home state of Florida, brought a pamphlet with him, and criticized the plan. He also spoke as recently as this week in the state of Maryland about the plan, saying, quote, the distinguished senator, and I mean, I shouldn't be a smart guy, Senator Rick Scott from Florida, who is responsible for getting Republicans elected to the Senate, is a little bit in hot water right now. He wanted to say, because his plan is to sunset Medicare and Social Security, both. Meaning, if you don't reauthorize them every 5 years, they go out of existence, sunset them, they'll go away. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell also backed up President Biden's claims and criticisms and distanced himself from Senator Scott's plan. He even went on a radio show as recent as last week. Take a listen at what he said here.
Well, unfortunately, that was the Scott plan. That's not a Republican plan. That was the Rick Scott plan. The Republican plan, as I pointed out last fall, if we were to become the majority, there were no plans to raise taxes on happy American people or to sunset Medicare or Social Security. So it's clearly the Rick Scott plan. It is not the Republican plan. And that's the view of the Speaker of the House as well. I think we're in a more authoritative position to state what the position of the party is than any single senator.
So Rick Scott's really not back in the fold yet after he ran against you for leadership?
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with that. I mean, it's just a bad...
He said that was the Scott plan. That was not a Republican plan. That was the Rick Scott plan. This has been a long-running battle, years and even decades in the making of Republicans denying and deflecting claims that they want to cut Social Security and Medicare and other entitlement programs. You even had the former President Trump, obviously running now for re-election again. He even warned Republicans to not even talk about wanting to cut these programs, saying don't even mention them. If you ask Mr. Scott, he believes that his ideas were purposefully mischaracterized by the president, other Democrats, and Republicans alike, and his intentions were actually to protect the programs. As you folks know, Social Security has long been considered the third rail of American politics, as in, if you touch it, you risk political harm, and this was even an issue for George Bush going back into the early 2000s. It seems to be a daily back and forth with he said, she said, and so much politicking and debates. However, it feels like apparently Republicans are starting to shoot down any ideas of wanting to harm these programs, so I think we could rest easy for a short while unless these calls get rekindled or renewed in some fashion. I think Republicans, for the most part, have learned their lesson, and going into 2024 and the election, hopefully you won't hear any calls for any such thing. What do you guys think about this debacle? Do you think Rick Scott was in the wrong here? Do you think he was right in his intentions to actually want to protect these programs, or was he lying the whole time? Let us know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I'm curious to hear. We'll have more updates and developments for you folks in this long-running saga, so do stay tuned and keep your eyes peeled. All updates can be found right here on this channel. This is your one-stop shop. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up, smash a like button, make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on. If you want to get some free stocks, be my guest. Use the brokerage links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms Robinhood and or Webull. You'll actually get some free stocks, some valued to thousands of dollars in some cases, so let us know what stocks you get. And if you want to connect me on social media, go ahead and use the social links down below. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I'm all over. Use those social links, and I look forward to connecting with you there. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Take care for now.